Hi, beautiful. Come and watch till the end. Our film begins in a park. Midnight Seoul. A girl searches for her doll. She spots a huge creature. Wandering between buildings, the girl yells as that screen goes dark. 25 years later, Gloria returns to NYC. Home from partying, her boyfriend Tim is tired of her conduct since her firing. Gloria just parties all night and lounges on the sofa while day. He tells her she is a misfit. Disarray and motions to the bedroom with all her stuff properly stored. Tim bounces after saying she'd be gone before he returns. No job, apartment, or lover, Gloria must return. Her rural hometown house, abandoned leaves are covering the earth. No furnishings, so Gloria must sleep floor the first night. The next morning she leaves. Start with air conditioning, mattress and pulling it home. Her old vehicle arrives. Oscar is happy to see welcome her home. Gloria hops in the vehicle. Oscar's bar, his father's. Gloria's trying to stay away. Frightened by how much shown alcohol, she scrapes her scalp. Oscar wonders why. It is a nervous tick. Oscar introduced her that night. His pals, he gives her a beer. After 2 days of agony seconds, she casually drinks. Later, predictably, Gloria's drunk. The gang explores the bar. Oscar shows Gloria the partitions he could not afford. He informs Garth and Joel is in elementary school. Gloria always won for short stories. Spring writing contest. Oscar always comes second. She laughs, saying she does not write fiction. Magazine articles. Oscar grabs another beer and Joel attempts to kiss Gloria. Oscar panics, snatches his keys, carries a drunken Gloria Earp home. She slides it through her old elementary playground. She gets home now. Mid-morning and unpacks the air mattress while she sleeps. She dreams of becoming a youngster walking across a woodland. The sky darkens and thunder rolls. A call from her wakes her up. Sister who says, "Monsters attack Seoul." Night. Gloria eagerly opens the door. Articles on her laptop. Film of a huge monster briefly appearing in Seoul. Before leaving, she calls Tim, who asks why she is only moment the assault occurred 9 hours ago. Tim discovers, since she drank all night, and pleads for expert aid for alcoholism. Gloria is drinking tonight, while watching news coverage of Seoul's attack, and she stumbles out of the bar. Darkness and falls asleep. School bench, playground. In the morning, intoxicated, she attempts, call Tim as she stands. He realizes she's drunk, hangs up upset. She drops her phone. Oscar brings an old TV home. They pulled it into an empty living room. He tells her that the monster struck Seoul again yesterday night. Instead of walking like the previous night, location with strange hand movements. Monsters always appear at the 805 Oscar shows her Monsters internet video. 25-year debut in Seoul, one sighting. A hoax. Oscar asks while installing the TV. Heard what they said, she says. She doesn't. Gloria told Oscar about her finances and Tim and Oscar split. Offered her a bar job. Town with monster news. The bar is becoming busier. Nightly to drink. Gloria accepts and thanks Oscar. She sees the monster while hugging. So when bartending that night, Gloria cannot ignore the monster footage on the bar TV. Makes it appear on the phone again, like yesterday night. Home, she searches for more clip of the monster observing. It seemed to be carrying anything as Gloria did. Her mattress home, she wears a jacket and goes to the playground. She compares maps. Seoul to the playground. After a few evenings, monster attacks. Reporters are perplexed. Recognizable monster patterns. Oscar's actions. Pals over cocktails say seems to be run by a distance since the monster never stops moving. Glance down. Gloria's growing. Frightened. She spends days developing her ideas. Mapping souls and monsters. Movements. Map and sober. She attends elementary school. Playground and enters precisely 8:05 a.m. She lifts instead of moving. Before sprinting home, she watches TV at home. Discover the monster exists. Returns to Seoul this time. Buildings it stood and elevated, Gloria-like arms above its head did. She is confident that she's monster terrifying. Seoul calls Tim. They greet Gloria, informing him she has found part-time work job. They are interrupted. Doorbell ring. Gloria forgets she is calling. Tim watches Oscar and Garth pull a sofa before telling her to work. Gloria Oscar left work that night. Gloria is drinking with his friends. Impulse tells them. She tells the group. Pull over at the playground. Live soul music, viewing the live stream, enters the playground and begins. Dance, Monster imitates her in soul. Moves in soul now. Helicopters shoot monsters. Gloria still feels it. Inebriated, she hits the air, destroying one helicopter. Gloria discovers in soul that recently killed someone. That helicopter and panics, losing her balance and falls. She wakes up at home later, to her TV's destruction. Oscar arrives with groceries. She asks how many people slain last night. Feels awful and wants to go to a police station when Oscar gives her today's newspaper. Last night, Gloria, soul, saw a mechanical monster fall. Oscar entered the playground to aid her. They eat at a local eatery. Brunch to discuss their situation. Monsters appear only sometimes. She puts Gloria and Oscar together. Latest monster apparition 25. When she was elementary school stroll kid, it was not a playground then. Garbage-filled construction site. Realization causes Gloria's flashback to her youth walking to school with a project and a young Oscar, her projecting the following morning. Playground bench. The clock strikes 805. Oscar tells them he has followed Gloria's career. She left town. Gloria enters the playground at 805, which creates the monster. She apologizes. Korean message on the ground, guaranteeing the monster would not return again. Later that night at the pub, the news rewinds monster footage. Koreans on the ground, and after work, Gloria watches. Oscar's buddies. Gloria chats over cocktails. Joel's leaving to see the bathroom while washing hands. Gloria comes to ask for his home address. Joel takes Gloria home early, arrives soon after. Night and morning together. Gloria sees him on the way home. Robot monster and Sue, taunting Gloria, grabs Joel, and they speed to the playground. Oscar is intoxicated and walking, while watching Live. Soul flow. Oscar counters Gloria's criticism. His monster has not murdered anyone. She enters the playground. Oscar points out. She smacks him for refusing. Locking their doors that night. Oscar is unhappy and is poor concealment. Footage showing his robot getting hit. He has gone viral. Suspecting Joel and Gloria slept together. So little intoxicated, he berates his pal. Karth says he is a cocaine addict and harsh boss. Fame around. Gloria is not there. Drinking now, worried that she will become intoxicated. Playground. Oscar feels personally attacked, therefore, he drinks a beer and tells her he will drink it if she doesn't. Stroll the playground afterwards. She puts that drink on a floor. Oscar takes his vehicle to play area. Oscar blocks her attempts. Screamed at her that for once, her life is still fantastic. She chases him on foot. The playground. 805 she hits him and they fight. Another fight. She then quits her job at the bar, but pushes and threatens her. Gonna return tomorrow stating he will demolish a neighborhood if she skips work. Gloria is attempting to sleep and recalls more 25 years ago. The monster appeared. She walked to school with a cardboard soul model when it blew away. Oscar, her young kid, crosses a construction site fence. After it, Joel rings her doorbell. Doorstep loaded with furnishings. Oscar said they are both embarrassed by their nighttime conduct. Previously, she did not know. Use this, she demands Oscar come home. To explain, Oscar's house has stacks presently. Garbage and beer bottles every surface. He apologizes for hurting her while tearing up. He requests friendship again. She accepts if he stops drinking. Gloria arrives home late at night. Joel has cleaned and adorned her bare living room. Oscar scented furniture. Her phone rings unexpectedly. Tim calls. She stays at the Holiday Inn. Tim introduces her to the apartment. He is there for work. She sees that falsehood. Assuming Tim is jealous, discourse soon becomes Tim's insults. A waitress, she leaves, but Tim stops her. Repentant provides transportation to work. Tim and Oscar at the bar introduce. They drink. Oscar asks him the most irresponsible in a Tim is not sure. Oscar pulls a massive fireworks from behind as consumers flee. Back as it bursts. The bar chairs smoke. Fire breaks various objects, but fortunately that is all. He tells Tim what he did. most reckless. Nonetheless, Gloria will remain. Bar with him. Tim takes Gloria's hand, surprised. But she resists, knowing that Oscar will deliver his huge robot to ruin Seoul. Tim issues an ultimatum. He is departing tomorrow at lunchtime. Hopes she will stay. Gloria returns home that night, her shift, and finds Oscar waiting. She tells him over a beer to exit, yet he rejects it, saying he's ensuring she doesn't depart with Tim. Now lost. Oscar's monstrous leverage. Gloria rubs her head, nervously, but remembers that 25-year-old day. Oscar ascended fence to get that project. Minnie saw Gloria, followed him inside the facility, and discovered her project caught in branches and pulled it from its catch, and, thinking nobody was watching, broke it. This angers young Gloria. Her rage attracted. Lightning hit her head, her forehead to bleed. Lightning hits Oscar too. They are unconscious. He held a toy robot in her hand. Hands were toy monsters. Resemble monsters ensue. Gloria knows Oscar dislikes her. Self-hates his life, relative to hers. She informs him, and then called Tim. Both grown-ups hear TV alerts. I know 805 is coming. Oscar runs out, but Gloria strikes him with a chair, attacks her with a torn wood piece. She retaliates by dropping a bookcase on him. Jumps off pool from the upstairs window to the streets. They are racing for playground. Oscar's hitting her hard that she collapses. Stop him from trampling the playground, crushing Seoul neighborhood. Gloria climbs into bed. Bed on the wall, her maps. Seoul playground connection had flipped upside down, making her discover a bag's contents. Taxi, and hurries to the airport. Oscar misses her and drinks. Playground, beer after beer, for 805 am, his only time. Controls the robot. Once she hangs up, we realize Seoul has Gloria. Alarms signify time. Monsters to emerge. Oscar enters the playground. Seoul's robot rampage. Korean citizens flee. Gloria approaches this enormous robot. Oscar's playground return hears distant rumblings. Gloria approaches the robot. The monster has her in Seoul now. Appeared in front of her hometown of Oscar. Gloria chases him forward and grabs air. The robot hovers before her. Unseen hands are grabbing it. Oscar requests euthanasia, but monster hurls. Seoul has thousands of robots. The US spotty this too. Koreans rejoice considering the robot dead. Afterward, Gloria enters a Korean bar and asks bartender if she wants to hear wonderful tale. The end. Watch another video. Beautiful.